What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? दो
We
हफ्ते
are
छुट्टी के
back
बाद
after a
yes,
hiatus.
after after sabbatical हमने सोचा था VRS लेने का बट नहीं मिला, अप्रूव नहीं हुआ तो हम वापस आ गए काम करने. Anyway, dude. So sorry for the 2 weeks का gap, but दोनों के लाइफ में एक्चुअली थोड़ी काफी बिजी चीजें, वर्क एंड सोशल लाइफ ऑल्सो
Absolutely.
गलती से हैपनिंग हो गया था, तो हमने बोला यार चलो एंजॉय कर लेते हैं. It's
Oh my
basically that. We're
god.
like, "Arey, social life." Yeah, we'll get back to the podcast after a while. So yeah, this week also actually social life thoda happening, but we're like, no, we need to find time for podcast as well, of course.
हाँ, yeah, correct.
Yeah, cool. So
करना तो
actually,
पड़ेगा.
do that. Also, thank you for showing so much love to the previous episode, which is the Sorty review. You guys haven't
It's
watched it, please
always
check it
the
out.
weirdest ones.
Yeah,
It's
it's
always
it's
the
it's
weirdest
crossed
ones.
500 views, dude. Like I had no idea how,
And the
why,
one before
what.
that is what, 37,
No,
35
it's
views? What is
hello 77. ठीक है,
Oh
77.
shit.
So,
Okay. I underestimated
but
it.
guys, if you guys like are watching and you like it, please hit the subscribe button. It just helps us because subscriber साला views ऐसा 500 बढ़ा है, लेकिन subscriber ऐसा 2 बढ़ा है.
Subscriber कोई
कर
हाँ
लो यार, कुछ नहीं होता.
देख लो
करके ना
भाई ठीक है.
करके
I
ना
promise you
notification
we
off
will
कर लो.
talk about.
करके नोटिफिकेशन ऑफ कर लो, तंग भी नहीं करेंगे हम लोग. सी वी आर सच गुड पीपल. एवरीवन सेज रिंग द बेल नोटिफिकेशन, हिट द बेल. मत नहीं यार,
It's
नहीं.
okay.
Just
It's
subscribe and
okay.
leave it. It's fine. We're good. And then
We
follow us
promise
on Instagram.
also.
We'll tell you when we
Yeah,
upload
yeah.
episode. So you don't need to
Yes.
see multiple notification.
हाँ ना एक स्टोरी देख लो बस. That's all we
खत्म.
ask for.
उसी में हम लोग लिंक भी डालते हैं. So you don't even have to do that.
You literally don't even have to go to our profile to go to the link
Made
in
it so
bio. Nothing.
so made it easy for you guys. Come on. But yeah,
Oh God.
I hope Tiger Shroff does more movies in the future, and I hope we get to review
Yeah,
them
and
more.
promise we will review them
100%, bro.
because
अभी तो
yeah.
हर एक टाइगर श्रॉफ मूवी बाहर आएगा ना. हर एक मूवी हम लोग देखेगा.
Ramanujan though, have you seen War?
Yes, I have.
We should talk about War also.
Yes,
It's
we
one of
can
my
talk about
favorite
War.
Tiger Shroff
It
movies.
is amazing. I will have to rewatch it for a few scenes, but
It's worth it. It's
and
worth it.
I have a lot to talk about it more. A lot. Okay, but we'll do that episode. We'll do that
I
episode for sure.
positively loved War. It was such
Yeah.
a good movie.
But every Tiger Shroff movie that comes out or has come out, like you guys tell us the war तो हम कर ही रहे हैं. And you guys let us know in the comments what other Tiger Shroff movie you want us to review, or any movie that you wanted to review actually. That we'll
why
do
not?
it for sure. But like taking like a segue and coming into the topic that we decided to do for this week. So basically मेरे को टॉपिक ऐसा आया, ठीक है. मैं बैठ के न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहा था. Yes, I'm an 85-year-old man. I get up every morning. I read the newspaper. It is just part of my routine. Okay, I do it. I know internet exists, Twitter exists, whatever. मेरे को न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना है. ठीक है. I was reading the newspaper and now I saw the names of two movies, which is RRR and KGF 2, and they are like उन्होंने फोड़ दिया. Like in that time, whatever Bollywood movie that came,
Everybody was going to watch this movie. Like every single person whose story I saw was had gone to the movies was watching either KGF 2 or RRR. Literally.
I remember when KGF 1 came out, I was actually in Bangalore, and it was a rage. Like people were going, like people who don't even understand Kannada, they were finding theaters जहाँ पे subtitles है and going and watching it.
Hey dude, yeah,
In
in
theaters.
Maharashtra maybe it's wild, dude. But you know what do you think? See, I feel like it's not a genre thing, is it?
No,
Because we also have a lot of action movies in Bollywood. Like it's not a genre thing at all. Because KGF, RRR, you know, there's so much action in them, and you know, like whatever that. I mean, it's famous, right?
Okay,
below a certain
yeah.
point, it's all like action is famous.
Yeah.
In India.
No.
So like,
general,
what do you
like,
think? Yeah.
So I'll tell you, I have a theory about it, right? So why South Indian movies did really well was we have to give it to Bahubali. Bahubali sort of paved the way for people to be like, oh shit, South Indian movies are also be like can be done at a scale And you know,
And people started watching South Indian movies a lot after Bahubali. That's what you're trying
yeah,
to say.
like I
Okay.
feel see, okay, so there is a subculture of
Hmm.
people loving South Indian movies, but that
Hmm.
subculture exists in the sense that setbacks पे अगर dub movie आया ना
Hmm.
तो ही देखूंगा मैं. Like one of my friends, he's seen
Hmm.
all of them, all of them that have been dubbed. He's seen it. He knows like, oh, this movie अभी ये होगा वो होगा, अल्लू अर्जुन का ये movie वगैरह वगैरह. Like they, like these guys know it, but like a family wouldn't be like, अरे चल theater में जाके देखते हैं,
Let's
you
go
know.
and see it.
I
Yeah.
feel that
Yeah.
happened because of Bahubali 1 and 2. Actually,
Bahubali.
mainly
You're
2,
right.
because the hype was like so much, because people saw Bahubali, they really liked it, and then everyone's like, you have to watch 2, you have to watch it in the
I think
theaters, it's and fun.
more than people watching Bahubali 1, it
Hmm.
was the accolades it got from all over the world.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what.
because like I personally don't know a lot of people who watched Bahubali 1 before it started getting talked about.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
just what
I watched it one night before I went to watch Bahubali 2 in the theater.
Bahubali 2
Like my cousin was
got
like,
it.
"Tera ticket book kiya hai." I'm like, "Arey shit, I need some context." So I sat and I watched Bahubali 1.
Fair,
But
fair.
I feel that opened it up. The other point, right? What separates a
Hmm.
Bollywood action movie from a South Indian action movie is swagger. That is it, dude.
Ari, no, yaar.
I'm
I
a
think
dude.
Bollywood action movies also have like an
No,
excessive
bro.
amount of swagger.
No, dude. I'm a Tamilian, and I have seen the era of all like famous actors, like be it, you know, Rajnikant, Captain Vijay, everyone. To the
Hmm.
point of now it's Dhanush, right? And
Hmm.
Dhanushka,
Hmm.
there's, if you guys have not watched this, please go watch Mari 1, Mari 2.
Hmm.
You will
Hmm.
understand that is like the Mari 1 is the, actually both of them are template how to do South Indian gangster movies.
South Indian gangster movies.
Template. And itna dripping swagger hai na, you just want to be that character. You want to be as cool as that guy. Like it's just amazing. And that I have never felt from any Indian sort of action movie.
I have a theory about that though. I feel like it's also because South Indian action movies don't really make them look too different from normal people.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, because see, like for example, Hrithik Roshan, Tiger Shroff, everyone who's in like action movies nowadays in
Hmm.
Bollywood,
It's like
they
मैं
are god-like figures.
yeah,
Like
मैं ऐसा 20 घंटे
like you
जिम में रहता
you
है.
wouldn't look at them exactly. You wouldn't look at them and be like, I can be this guy. But
Yeah.
if you look at Dhanush, you're like, I can be this
Hey,
guy.
bro,
Like
but to be fair, okay, to be fair, in Mari 2, you remember the Enter the Dragon ka mirror scene? They do that with Dhanush, and Dhanush is shirtless, and Dhanush is actually ripped, but he's like, imagine if I, being as skinny, is ripped.
he's a
It's
he's
like
a
that.
12th standard boy who plays sports ripped.
Yeah,
That is the
true
ripped
that.
that Dhanush is.
He was basically 12th standard me. मैं इतना पतला था कि मेरे abs दिखते थे. It was just that. No, but he's done a decent job. But I get the point. Like it's not
Yeah.
like he's got like bowling
Still
balls as
ha.
freaking shoulders and
You'd
shit like
still
that.
believe it because it's not like you
Yeah.
need to be pumped with steroids
Yeah.
to be
That's
like
true.
that.
That is true. But they always show these people, like for example, okay, let's take an example that maybe everyone's watched. Have you watched Pushpa?
I watched Pushpa, yes.
हाँ. So Pushpa में how they show Allu Arjun is that okay, fighter character whatever, didn't show him like, मतलब ऐसे उस टाइप के कैरेक्टर मेरे इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में ना भर भर के पड़े हैं. Like
you
it's
see
just
those people on
हाँ,
screen and you're like, I know this person. Like
correct,
I have seen this person before.
correct. But even that person,
Even if it's not Allu Arjun, but still.
yeah. But like even that character, just the amount of swagger that guy eludes, like it's just like that. These movies in the South are called mass movies, right? Mass is a word. Mass is like having hawa or something like that. Like I can't go explain South Indian slang to you guys. That's another episode itself. But
just get the vibe.
yeah, so it's just that swagger that एक तो every engineering college guy loves. That is why वो लोग सब dub दिखता है बैठ के पहले बात. Okay, that's very relatable. That's one. Two, apart from Bahubali, and I think Pushpa was not as heavy budgeted as like a Tiger Zinda Hai or
Oh,
a
for sure.
Radhe or a Bharat
For
or
sure.
whatever, right? So
I like how
for
you named all the Salman Khan
because
films.
I was thinking of others, I just couldn't. Like, okay, let's think of others. Let's think of others. Come on, let's do this.
Dude, War in
War
itself had
was,
such a big,
yeah.
big
Oh my
budget.
God,
Like
how can we forget Bhagi? How can we forget
Baggy.
Bhagi? Shit, वो इजराइल में था बागी 3 में. Shit, हम कैसे बोल
Yeah,
सकते हैं?
even War, he was in some European country.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Remember when he was doing that whole parkour for no fucking reason in the
Yeah, yeah.
streets when no one was
Tiger
even
Shroff being Tiger
behind
Shroff.
him?
But yeah, so, dude, but actually, like, so, for example, Pushpa takes place in Tamil Nadu and Andhra. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And you're like, oh shit, क्या फाड़ दिया लोगों ने? And क्या एक characters यार, एक
See, that's the
like,
thing. Like, they don't need a foreign location to distract from the plot. They don't. Like, of course, there are gaping loopholes in many of these plots. Like,
both.
but then
Pushpa में बहुत है.
but the problem with that they have to face is not those gaping loopholes. They are trying to cover their problems with the normal stereotypical things that they put in their films, which work
Yeah,
for
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
And that is what they concentrate on, and they do it so well. Like, I feel like, Bollywood, fir bhi, they're trying things. They're trying to be a Hollywood, for example. But South Indian movies, they don't try to be anything except try to be better than their previous film.
Correct.
And the moment you start trying to mimic Hollywood, like, so the moment you start trying to be Blood Diamond or something weird, you are going to mess that up because everybody who's watching is not going to relate to it. A
Actually,
and
very,
B.
very good point. So a lot of people went to see RRR. It did really well. But whoever I met afterwards, they're like, मजा नहीं आया. Because that scale that, they're like, अरे ठीक है, तू action कर रहा है, तू VFX दिखा रहा है बहुत, but तेरा story क्या है? Like, what are you even trying to say? What are you doing? Because you have only focused on action and this and that, and also they were like, action has become ridiculous. So I feel now, like, the success of Bahubali is also seeped into that industry a little bit, where they're like, oh my god, let's just try and push the limits, but it doesn't work. It's not working also.
See, the thing is, Bahubali could incorporate it into its story because Bahubali was about mystical stuff.
Yeah,
Like, it
mythological
was,
story. So
yeah, it was not based in reality that much. So you could get away with crazy kind of, like, I don't know, crazy feats of superhuman strength and whatnot. But if you're doing it in a real movie, you can go overboard, but there's a limit. Like, the moment you cross that threshold, people are gonna be like, "Bhai, ye kya hai?"
Yeah,
like maybe like.
For example, make one person beat like 20 people. That's about it. उससे ज़्यादा तुम नहीं कर सकते.
That's already a feat of superhuman strength. Like, if you don't need to do something worse than that, like in Singham, like where he's surrounded by people and then he does this and then all of them fly. Like
standard.
कितने बार करते हैं वो ये, like so many times.
That's the thing, dude. So I feel like I think we've already hit the nail, like hit the topic, because everyone's like,
absolutely.
Everyone is like, मेरे को ना सिर्फ push करना है. अभी कर सकते हैं ना, मेरा पैसा आ गया ना, मेरे को करना है push. Like, I don't care about story.
The moment you're trying to be something else, rather than true to your story, it's going to be very visible. And it's going to be like, the moment Bollywood tries to be like Hollywood, the moment like why I feel like say movies like Happy New Year or something, like not action related but in general, like why does something like Happy New Year still land is because even though they were in foreign location, even though there was grandeur and even though there was all these things, their jokes, their writing, it was still like for an Indian audience.
Correct.
And
it was very Indian.
They weren't trying to be over the top with that stuff. And when they did over the top stuff, they still did it within their limits. Will this character do something like this? Yes.
That's true.
That was their limit.
I feel वो ही हो रहा है, like we are treating heroes like that person can do anything. Like for example, उसको तो मार्वल डीसी यूनिवर्स में भी फेंक दो तो वो निकल के आएगा, वो कुछ तो कर लेगा, मतलब
अरे
उधर
थैनोस को ऐसे
कुछ तो करेगा वो, मतलब like like for example
Thanos will not be able to get rid of them. Like the moment Thanos snaps and everybody half the thing disappears, like I'm the hero, I'll disappear and come back. Like
yeah, some shit like that.
I don't even need anyone's
Or he'll
help. I
shape
don't
shift
need
and come back as
Ant-Man.
Thanos, like
Arey.
anything will happen. But yeah, that's what they portray them as. Ki, oh my god, these guys are like so super powerful and can do all of this shit and that. तो वो reality से disconnect तो हो ही जाता है, which I get. Like a film is supposed to be that, but I feel the audience is getting bored of watching shit like that. Like genuinely they're getting bored. Like they're like, अरे कोई ऐसा रास्ते का मस्त दिखाओ, कुछ गुंडा वुंडा लव
So
स्टोरी कुछ
why
बता
do you
दिखाओ
think
ना.
that RRR still work? Like what is the scene? Because like you said, many people were
It
like
was
disappointed.
it was the Bahubali wave. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's the same director. I think it's S.S. Rajamouli, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, we'll just.
Oh, it is Rajamouli. You're right.
So they were like, "Arey, Bahubali bana hai, bahut acha kiya hai." Plus the same actors and they're like huge names. Like Junior NTR was there. I forgot the other guy's name, but like they're huge actors in the Telugu industry. So he's like, "Arey, shit, he did so well with one actor.
How can you go wrong with
With
this
two actors, so
formula?
he's going to kill it and all that." And there was a lot of hype, so a lot of people went to see it, and then they're like, okay, cool, no stress. For example, like KGF, for example, right? KGF, apparently, I got this news. I don't know if it is true or not, but apparently KGF 2 is the highest grossing Hindi language film now. And I'm
But
like,
that's
excuse me.
true. I believe it. I believe it. I'll tell you why. I particularly believe it because everybody I know who doesn't even go to the theaters to watch a movie has gone to watch this film. And
But
this is all
KGF.
people who'd watch it in. I don't know whether there was such a dearth of movies or like
I think there was.
theaters have just opened up properly and
It
like
was
there no movie is playing and KGF came out at the right time, and
Yeah,
everybody's like,
I
you
feel
know
it was
what,
that
let's
also.
go watch this.
I feel it was that also. And क्या बोलते हैं? Like for example, KGF, like KGF, Pushpa and all, these guys really set it up to like a part 2. And for that, I have to give credit to Gangs of Wasseypur. Like I feel KGF, Pushpa, all these gangster origin stories, I feel nobody can do it better than Gangs.
Gangs.
I feel even now, if Anurag
Then
Kashyap tried
Gangs
to do
was
it, he will
not.
not be able to do it.
Yeah, I feel like Gangs was still not your stereotypical Bollywood film.
It wasn't,
Because,
but
like,
I'm saying
yeah,
it wasn't at all. But I'm saying just imagine that someone has taken that concept and is
that
now
formula.
toppling your industry. Like not your everything is Bollywood, blah blah blah, but
Got
like
it,
the
got
regional
it.
cinema is now
In
using the
general,
same
yeah.
formula. So I feel
And still, like, kind of doing it better in many ways.
yeah. Are more commercially viable because I don't think Gangs ka ek cult following tha. Commercially also it might have done great, but not like highest Hindi movie grossing all that nonsense nahi kiya rahega. But then you are
It was
using
not
the
like
same
Karan
template.
Johar commercial. It was
Correct.
still like lesser. It was still mildly indie film.
It was indie film, no? I mean, it was considered indie film.
Mildly indie film in the sense that even though it was commercial and public approval and whatever, it felt like a indie film because of just how it was made.
Yeah, the setup and all was like, it felt
exactly.
It gave pura indie film
and
vibes.
It was a very different sort of like even the flow of the movie was very different.
Great,
like it was
like a non-linear start.
Exactly. And like so you're following the lives of so many people. Again, it's been done before, but they did it differently. That's about it.
Correct. So I feel this Gunda origin stories do really well. And I feel now South India movies actually cracked how to do it commercially. So udhar maar kha raha hai Bollywood for sure. Basically, commercially, what do you think Bollywood should do to like get the success of say a KGF?
See, I think Bollywood has already started kind of going on the footsteps of South Indian films. I don't think like they've not. Like, can you see our crazy action? Like, what's happening in our
No, but
action movies?
like to talk about that, like जो Salman Khan की movies,
Hmm.
Wanted is a copy
Hmm.
from a Tamil movie. Ready is a copy. There are other movies that are also copies, like sprinkled
So
across.
that's why like you have to look at it this way that they have acknowledged the success of these movies and they are trying to jump on that train. Like that is like literally what they are trying. Ki bhai, the people who watch these movies now we want them to watch our movies also.
हाँ, but उसमें ओरिजिनलिटी किधर है? मतलब like
नहीं है,
हाँ
100% नहीं है, which is why like I appreciate what Suryavanshi did, you know, like
hmm.
ठीक है,
At
like
least they try
you
to
know,
do something unique.
yeah, they made that cop universe, they try to keep that going and they still have elements from South Indian movies, like you know, like stuff that would work with a generally wider audience, like
Hmm.
it's a leave your brains at home type of movie. And
Best
like
kind
I
of
haven't
movies.
watched it but I have seen clips from it and
Hmm.
like I feel like, you know, even the tropes that they have used in that movie, like you know, uh Akshay Kumar constantly forgetting people's names. Like
Yes.
if he's not beating up someone, he's forgetting people's names.
Yeah.
Like in any
It's
free time he has, that's what he does.
it's the comeback of the forgetting trope.
Yeah, and this why Ramanujan is saying comeback is because like Ramanujan's favorite movie Avara Pavan Divana has that.
Guys, I
Then
will
like
I will reiterate this point again because I will tell this to Bollywood or anyone who's writing a script, right? If you guys are writing a script and you're writing like a commercial character of someone who forgets, see Avara Pagal Devana because it has two characters, right? So Paresh Rawal का character नाम भूलता है and Sunil Shetty का character ऐसा बीच में sentences के words like he basically forgets nouns. Like he's that kind of person. So proper noun, common noun. तुमको दोनों के use cases मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है? And there's this freaking amazing dialogue that is still a joke, a running joke with one of my friends. Okay. So they in Avara Pakal Dikhana, they go from India back to America. Okay. They go back to America and Paresh Rawal is joined with Aftab Shiddasani, Sunil Shetty and Johnny Lever. And the of course the takeoff flight scene, Bollywood standard, and they immediately cut to them to Paresh Rawal keeping bags in the airport and shouting, "Aa gaye Singapore." And the John Lee were like, "Arey, Singapore? अपने को तो
Singapore.
अमेरिका जा." And that I had a running joke with my friend till date. Like whenever I come back home from somewhere, I'd message her, "Aa gaye Singapore." Like it's that great a trope. So yeah, it's
Oh
great that
God.
Suryavanshi is sort of getting it back.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, this was an old sort of deal. Like a lot of very old movies also have it. Like Paresh Rawal constantly play this character, like the guy with a
Hmm.
question mark on his head, who keeps asking questions. Like he doesn't talk in normal
Yeah.
sentences,
अरे
statements.
ट्रोप्स
Stateless तो
ट्रोप्स तो
बोलता ही
बहुत
नहीं
है
है.
हाँ
Yeah, it's
बहुत
all based
ज्यादा
on some like sort of handicap. Like this
हम्म
person has can't
yeah
say anything. What appa tappa chappa, you know, that sort of thing. So that shit has come back in Suryavanshi, and it's
hmm
been there. Like speckles of it have been there, but
yeah
Suryavanshi made it like the main character's problem, and
hmm
I feel like that is also something that is there. Not this particular thing, this handicap thing, but the tropifying thing is there in South Indian movies,
oh yeah
and
for
it is
sure hmm
overtly used in South
yeah
Indian movies. And I feel
especially
like,
like every gangster movie will have like a sidekick trope like
hmm,
for example like a helper trope like even Pushpa for example had that guy who sort of becomes his chela from the beginning so he is the one who sort of takes the romance angle forward so
right,
that
right,
वो साइड कैरेक्टर का भी कुछ तो इम्पोर्टेंस रहता था लाइक इधर अगर सलमान खान एजेंट है तो सलमान खान ही एजेंट है
agent है,
बाकी जो
हाँ.
भी है उसके लाइफ में इट कैन ओनली बी लाइक अ वुमेन एजेंट फ्रॉम द अपोजिंग टीम हु ही देन फॉल्स इन लव विद लाइक
Oh no,
इट्स
she
दैट
falls in love with him.
sorry
Please,
my
please.
bad yeah that's true but it's shit like that like you guys
Hmm.
had like so nicely like you know made that side character trope which South Indian movies still do, by the way.
Hmm.
South Indian movies, like if you see something like as recent like a Mari, it still has like a side कि उसके side की देख क्या कर रहे दो लोग You know, like that side trope, that also sort of makes sense because it just gives you a break from your whole action thing.
I'll tell you something weird though. This side
Huh.
character trope now, it's been there, but it's just been evolving over the years. Like, in the time of Tushar Kapoor movies where he was just doing all these romance comedies / romance dramas, there was always this side character whose only job in the movie was to come and tell Tushar Kapoor about something that has not happened on screen.
Yeah,
Like,
exposition
he
side
just come
side
and
character.
just come and be like, देखो मालूम है क्या हुआ कॉलेज में उस दिन, like
Yeah. He's like, तुझे मालूम है बाहर बारिश हो रही है, and then you don't waste a scene ना. You don't
yeah,
cut to like
absolutely.
thunder
क्यों
and
दिखाना, अरे
rain.
उसको बोल दे, वो बोल देगा उसको, he knows everything.
तुझे पता है उन दोनों का झगड़ा हुआ है, that's it. And
Yes.
you're like, हाँ हुआ है, cool. Done. You have the exposition side trope. You have the forgetful side trope, तो पक्का है.
अरे हाँ. And then you have like the best friend side trope, like the thing that Apar Shakti
Best friend
Khurana
side
is
trope.
used for.
Yeah. Elder brother side trope.
Yeah.
Sister who gets raped side trope.
This trend really needs to end. I'm really done with it.
So
I do feel like people don't understand the depth of that trend because they haven't watched every single Mithun movie ever like I have. And trust me, I watched it like almost back to back. Like every time I was watching a movie, I was watching another Mithun movie. So for me, it was like one long movie where right now he's pretending to be Hitler, now he's pretending to be Gawar, now he's pretending to be disco dancer, but his sister's constantly getting raped in this whole thing.
That is the thing. You should not become Mithun's sister in life ever.
I'm very sorry, but there's very bad stuff lined up for you if that is the case. And then this tropifying thing is coming back, and I feel like in the next few years now, Bollywood is going to take it to that level where it was, where it is literally the only part of this person's personality.
Like,
for that example, would give way.
Like मैं से बोल रहा हूँ तुमको, सबको पता है जॉनी लीवर का वो एक सीन है जहाँ पे वो चाय लाके देता है and both of them just laugh. They just do है. अभी 90% of you don't even know which movie it's from. I can guarantee it. Okay, like that's the power of side tropes. Come on.
Oh my god.
By the way, it's from Bazigar. Guys, don't Google it at all. Please.
We are here for this.
हम देखते हैं सब कुछ.
And then this tropifying thing is going to like give way, like because this person's entire personality is a trope now, there is no layers to his personality. So उसको दिखाना नहीं पड़ेगा. So उसमें time डालने के वजह, you can put time into your action sequences. You can put time into. So then what happens is you're making a more commercially viable film. More people will want to see this because hey, you're not showing like this person's personality being like layers of an onion. You're showing like this person only does this.
Yeah, he does.
बाकी सब वो चल रहा है.
Yeah.
The hero like, can't do anything wrong.
If it's Tiger Shroff, he does parkour and then whatever else he does in life.
And that's fine. It's fine.
It's cool.
Like there's no depth to his personality. Nothing.
See, I feel Student of the Year 1 was great for a rom-com. Like, I agree.
Yeah.
Student of the Year 2, I feel tried to push and do a little bit more. And if that movie would have been acted better, like if there were better actors.
Also, if they would have actually harped on the actual crux of the problem in that movie, where there was this big divide between the people who were rich and the people who were poor, then it would have been a much better movie.
Much better.
Like, they didn't concentrate on that as the problem. They concentrated on all these people's like fucking love lives and what.
Like they took the side trope thing to the extreme. कि मतलब जो भी इन्वॉल्वड है सबके लाइफ में कुछ तो कांड चल रहा है. Like even that doesn't work. You have to sprinkle it in. थोड़ा आराम से नमक जैसा. Like for taste. It's for taste. It's just for like a breather from the main plot.
Like I can't believe that I'm not advocating it. Actually, no, I can't believe it. It's not like something that I'm advocating कि हाँ भाई make his personality only that. it'll work. But
No, but in a
that
movie,
gives
it's
way to a commercially viable
yeah.
film. Like more people
In
want to watch like leave your brains at home type movies. And
yeah, in a movie, it's
clearly,
fine.
yeah, the box office is a full example. Like it's a literally sakshi to that statement ki bhai, please just don't make anything complicated.
Yeah. स्टोरी
And
वोरी क्या होता है बकवास.
Bollywood is
मोमेंट से
getting
भरो.
there.
हम्म.
Like, we are going back where we go up when it comes to storytelling, then we regress a little bit, and we
Yeah,
are going to regress. We're going to regress to that stage where
yeah.
everything is going to be like
But I feel
because
it's going to split into two. Like the
hmm,
storytelling part of it will exist, but in OTTs,
hmm,
and then the commercial
hmm,
thing will go to like theaters.
yeah,
But I feel Bollywood should sort of just look at its past and be like, okay, this is what we've done in the past. This is what has done commercially like has been commercially successful, and then just be like, okay, 90s side hero comedy plot, great, put that. 2000s romantic plot, put that. Because
hmm.
these that's how these eras were defined. कोई तो 90s अर्ली 90s अब्बास मस्तान का थ्रिलर उठा लो, वो थोड़ा सा एक एलिमेंट डाल दो. एक्शन चाहिए तो खिलाड़ी विलाड़ी सीरीज है, वो सब उठा के डाल दो इसमें से एक. बस तुम्हारा तैयार है तुम्हारा फिल्म. Like you don't need to overthink it, nor you need to
Like you
underthink
make
it.
it
Like you
more
just need
like a
to,
formula instead of making
yeah.
like already these things have worked, so it can work further. It's
तुम
like that.
देखो तुम. See, we're not saying that please don't make only commercial films and the money is the
Hmm.
only goal in life and all. No, the crux of the main goal of this episode was to figure out why Bollywood is being toppled by regional cinemas and why they are doing commercially so successful, right? So from
Yeah.
that perspective, I feel Bollywood should just like not overthink things and just be like, okay, this shit works. Let's just make a product that will get us like 150
Hmm.
crores or whatever, like shatter records or something. एंड तुम्हारा कर लो. तुम एक तो तुम
Hmm.
वो कॉप यूनिवर्स के साथ तो मल्टीवर्स ऑफ मैडनेस बना ही रहे हो. तुम वो
Yeah.
पागलपना कर ही रहे हो. तो उसमें थोड़ा like just refine that. You're on the right track. You got the action part right. With Simba, I feel they got the comedy right to a certain extent as well.
Hmm.
And then you just sprinkle all these side plots like of a side character, of of a decent romantic angle that actually works. You know?
It's nice like people have gravitated more towards regional stuff now.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are more open to it because of OTT, I guess, and the fact that everyone had to spend their lives
yeah,
inside
yeah.
during the pandemic and like
Correct.
they
और तुम इंग्लिश
exhausted
और
all English and Hindi.
हाँ कितना ही देखोगे देखते. You have to move to other languages at some point.
So yeah, like it's great. I'm glad we could do this episode
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I really think that regional films are really getting there when it comes to grabbing people's
Oh, they are
attention.
great. They are great.
Right. And people are being more receptive to it, like not only
Hmm.
because of OTT, because like Jallikattu and films like that are doing
Hmm.
well in general, people are like, oh shit, and Jallikattu was not a commercial film.
No,
But
no.
like,
It was indie. Huh.
it was something that people would appreciate. But
Hmm.
because it, had that Oscar fever thing going around it, that's why people knew about it and people watched it when it came on
Correct.
OTT and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So, regional films have that power and strength to know the difference between what they want to be commercially viable and what
Hmm.
they want to go to the Oscars. It's like we also need to figure that out. Like just
Correct.
because Lagan was a commercially viable film, does it need to go to the Oscars? Is that how things should
Hmm.
work?
But I feel okay. Like yes, there is a need of good cinema, and people need like good stories to be told and blah blah blah. But there is a massive need for keep your brain at home and go watch a
Mass
masala flick.
movies.
Like मेरे को
Yeah.
आज चाहिए वो आज अभी मेरे को कचरा देखने का है. मैं दिन भर काम करके आया है, बहुत कांड हुआ है काम में. I don't want to go and figure out. I don't want to be like, my God,
You don't want to
everyone's
watch
life is sad.
Inception. Yeah.
Or, everyone's life is sad and are there layers and you have to understand. लौड़ा मेरे को action दिखाओ सामने तो मस्त romantic दो तीन गाने चला दो, कोई तो comedy scene
And
बता
I
दो
don't
बस.
have to even think about what the ending is going to
Exactly.
be. I know that the actor's going to win, or like I know the hero's going to win. Like
नहीं चाहिए straight forward Bollywood masala flick is I feel what is required in the market right now, like a classic.
maybe the people are 13 listeners, are 60 listeners, are 500 listeners according to the last
Who don't
video.
subscribe. Mm.
Maybe one of them will be like, yes, I'll make this movie. And then
Guys,
we can watch
if
it.
anyone knows of those people, if anyone knows Abbas Mastan, I feel they are my prime candidates.
Please.
They are my prime candidates to
For this
get
kind of
success.
movie.
Yeah. The second one who comes really close is Rohit Shetty. I feel that guy has freaking nailed comedy.
Yeah,
He's
I really,
nailed
you know what
action.
I want to watch? I want
Hmm.
to watch a movie like Hamras, but just make it today.
Yeah.
But
That'll
I
be
want to
great.
watch.
That'll be great. Shit. So you know what? This is conclusion. Okay, this is the conclusion. Rohit Shetty direction, Tiger Shroff acting. It is going to be action, comedy, romance, and one
There's
sidetrack.
gonna be something that you don't even need to remember. Like you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
literally forget the movie while you're walking out of the theater.
correct. Or make like great moments. Like you don't need to know story mein kya hota hai, whatever. Like just that
But
ha
if you
sequence. You don't even need to know what movie it's from.
no one
Like
knows
just
which
that.
movie it's from.
Yeah, it's just that also will do. But I feel that's where we should go now. That's a great end to this episode because guys, we had to record the second half again. I'm just going to say it. We had to record the second half again because Soumya spoke for 40 minutes and I forgot to hit the record button on Zoom. So that's what happens. But this thing is being recorded. Anyway, for our mehnat and for all of this, please subscribe. Please.
Like, share, subscribe,
Yes.
get people to listen to us. We will be forever grateful.
Yes,
And
please.
also, if you don't want to see our beautiful faces, you can also listen to us on Spotify and Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts because
Hmm.
there you will get notified when we
Yeah, that's
update.
true.
Yeah, our thing will come up. You know,
Yeah.
bye, ho gaya. And also,
And
we'll tell you when we're
yeah,
updating
Neto,
on
on
Instagram.
Instagram you can follow us, right?
Yeah.
Also, guys, hopefully we'll try to keep this streak regular. But life अगर वापस busy हो गई तो तुम्हें पता ही चल जाएगा Instagram via.
पता चल
So,
जाएगा.
ठीक है?
We're taking this a little light, you know, like this
Yeah,
is the fun for us.
yeah, this is actually fun for us. So, I hope you guys are having fun as well. Chalo, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.